And welcome back, everybody, to the Washed Out Hobbyist. My name's Rob, and we're going to be doing our second episode of Will It Army. Now, I could have done what I'm going to be doing in one video, but both armies in this box set do require a little bit of their own attention. And so today, we're going to be looking at, well, today's subject matter. Let's see. Actually, turn this one up. All right. Shrink cut me down to size here. Do that. There we go. Dominion. But we're going to first worry about the Stormcast half of the box. And so, to get started, Dominion was the launch box for 3rd edition of Warhammer's Age of Sigmar, for those of you that don't know. And it was essentially probably for the bit like one of the best box sets to kind of get into because, well, it turns out that this one was overstocked and undersold and made it a very affordable way to get into Age of Sigmar. Now, at the time of release, both of the armies involved in the box were not great. Which, just there were a lot of problems that both armies had. So we're going to take a look into the Stormcast half. Now, within the box for the Stormcast half, we're going to just we're going to get started doing Order Alliance, which I am using GW's Warhammer app for this list building. Okay, Thunder Host, and Will It Army. Okay, so, oops, don't want that. So, first of all, we're going to add a hero, the Lady Andrasta, for starters. We're then going to add a unit. Now, in this box, you get Yndrasta. You get a Lord Veritant with Gryph-hound, a Knight Arcanum, and a Knight Vexillor. Although back then it was called the Knight Vexillor with the Banner of Apotheosis. So we're going to give the Knight Vexillor the, into this regiment. And then that was kind of like your hero units. After that, you got 10 Vindictors, 3 Annihilators, and 3 Praetors. So, in this one, we're going to put in our Annihilators in the unit. We're going to put in the, Praetors, and 2 units of Vindictors. Okay, so we're going to actually get rid of you. We're also going to need to bump this up because this is going to be impressive here soon. Okay. Now, for the auxiliary units, like I said, we have a Knight Arcanum. We have to put in the Knight Vexillor. And where is Lord Imperatant? Okay, so we got the Vindictors, the Praetors, the Annihilators, Yndrasta, the Arcanum, the Vexillor, and the Imperatant. Now, okay, and now we're going to do this. So, Yndrasta comes up to 340 points by herself, which, move this over to here. Then we have, the Knight Arcanum, which I did misspell that a little. There goes there. For 120 points. The Knight Vexillor, 120 points. Lord hold on. Imperatent for 160. So with the characters alone, we're looking at essentially 740 points in characters alone. 740 for 4 models. Like, that is just crazy to think about. Now, for the rest of the infantry, Annihilators, 180. Praetors, 150. Are 110 points apiece, but because we have 2 of them, it's actually 220. Now that right there, doing some quick math, comes up to 550 points, which is honestly kind of crazy. Now, the grand total, for those of you that didn't calculate this yet, 1,290 points. So, will this get you to 1,000 points? It exceeds that amount. If you take Andrasta out of the equation, that brings it down to 950 points, which again is still a full army. Like, you are getting more than a 1,000 point army out of this whole box. Like, that's just crazy. And, you're spending $149 on this box, but that's only implying you care about, or you also care about the Cruel Boys half of the box. But for the sake of the argument, we're not even going to count them. Like, you could split that with someone. Like, go halvesies. And again, $149.99 split in half comes out to about $75. Well, yeah, $75. $75 roughly. I mean, obviously tax and all that's not important. Not important. The point is, you're not going to have to break the bank to get 1,000 points out of your Stormcast army. Now, normally we would talk about like potential upgrades for well, hold on. We'd talk about potential upgrades to get to 1,000, but I don't think we need to do that here. So we're going to talk about the potential upgrades to getting to 1,500. And nowadays, there are so many good units you can do this with. And especially that, pretty soon, we're going to be seeing, some of the stuff from Scaventide entering in the stage. So why don't we look at maybe a character model, for instance? Well, no. We're not looking at characters. We're not going to do characters for this. So honestly, though, I would say getting bodies into the field, because we're at, let's see. If you, well, it hasn't been confirmed that we're getting liberators yet, or prosecutors. So let's see. We could go with a box of vanquishers. So let's see. Well, yeah, you could buy a box of vanquishers, but then not be able to put in more past that point. So, for instance, you could go the route of some vanquishers. Go with 1/5 man or model unit of vanquishers. 110 points right there. And throw in a unit of Gryph-hounds for 80 points. 1,480 points. But you know what? No, we're not doing that. Here's what we're going to actually do. What we're actually going to do. Sorry, Griffhounds, you're cool and all, but no. So we're actually going to take this army up to a 2K army instead. So, actually, let me see. We'll add in 2 5-man units of Vanquishers. For a 220 points. What else could we add in? Oops. Let's see. You know what? They are finally adding those in to where you can just buy them outside of the box. We're going to throw in a unit of Reclusians. And actually, why don't we do 2? And here we go. We're going to space this out a little better. So Reclusians, 300. And that gets us up to 1880. Or 1810, not 1880. Now, I could have thrown in the Quester Soulsworn because they are kind of cool. But I don't think we need the Quester Soulsworn for this. We have 190 points to spend. So, let's see. I was going to spend 190. You know what? I think I know what we could add into this. Where is he? We're going to add in a Knight Quester. The good old Knight Questor. For 150 points. And that would get us to 1,960 points. And a very aggressive army. Oops, where'd the thing go? Where'd the thing? So this is something I would offer as a good 2,000 point army because you've got some pretty solid defense. You've got some very solid things going on here. And honestly, if you wanted the like just buy the like Scaventide route, you could also do that and throw in like the Stormcast app, like the spearhead for that, and get to basically a 2K army because that's like 610 points. And we were at what 1290, so that would have been 1900 points even right there. So that would be an idea. So hold on. So yeah, 800 or 610. And that does leave room for if you did again want to add in like a pack of Griffhounds or Ether Wings or something like that. That is an option. Don't know how budget friendly that option is going to be, but this wasn't about making a budget friendly army in that sense. I mean, again, the savings you're making up for here you're probably going to spend a little money towards this, but at the same time, getting this box for 150 or less. Some places sell it for less than 120 or about 120. But essentially, getting this box is good. You might be able to find an LGS that still has this for its MSRP. Honestly, if you can support local, support local. If you don't really have a local game store or anywhere that you can find this box, Amazon is the place to go. Sometimes you might find an online store with it. One game shop that I'm pretty sure still has this in stock is called Spanky's Card Shop. Typically, Spanky doesn't do much with miniatures game. He has players there that do play miniatures games and will order stuff for them all the time. But he did end up buying like a whole stock of this and still has that stock in place. So if you need or if you want Dominion, he's a good guy to buy from. You know, Buy all your magic cards buy all your magic cards you need from him. Buy all your card gaming supplies. Spanky's Card Shop, one of my favorite places to go for a lot of things. But other than that, again, like miniatures, this is this is a good box. I would highly recommend this one. I will be doing the episode of the Cruel Boys after this. But that is all the time we have for this episode of Will It Army. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Let's see. All right. Bye bye. Hold on. But bye bye.